Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Big Boy, and today's episode we're going to do some replays on our war attacks. I want to focus more on Town Hall 8s, only because I don't see a lot of Town Hall 8 war attacks on YouTube lately. It's there's a lot of people who've been playing for a while, so you see a lot of Town Hall 11, Town Hall 10, Town Hall 9 attacks. So I want to go over a few today, different attacks, but mainly involving hog riders. So I'm going to get into it first. Let's see here. As you can see, we won our war, perfect score 15v15. So I'm going to go over some attacks. The first one is going to be my alternate account, my third account, which is actually my wife's. So I took hers over, and I'm going to come in here with a Go Hobo, which are 2 golems, hog riders, and CC bowlers. Now usually when you deploy bowlers, you don't want to deploy them at a corner of a compartment, only because it's easier for them to walk around the base. So you kind of want to deploy them on a flat side. So originally I wanted to deploy them over here right behind the spell factory, but I saw that there's a cannon up here and a cannon down here, so I knew I had to do something different. So what I did was actually threw a golem down on this side, took care of this cannon, and then threw down another golem over here, made sure these buildings were taken out, and then the bowlers ended up just around this area. So we'll start this up and I'll go over what I did. So the first thing I did here, as you can see those corners, I put the barbarians down because I knew for a fact that if I didn't, I would probably regret it a little later. But I wouldn't do that if I was going to lure the CC, because then the CC would actually chase the barbarians or archers around from the corner. So as long as I'm not doing an actual lure, I can throw those in the corners and take care of those first. So you can see here, that cannon was taken out by the wizards. I threw down a poison right between the clan castle and my kill squad, and then threw down a rage just so I can take care of them a lot faster. The bowlers absolutely crush at Town Hall 8. As you can see, they're just going right through. And then from here, since they're closer to the middle, just threw down some hogs, 3 or 4 each on those south defenses. They're just so strong at this level. And then I wanted to save my heal spells for the hogs, so that's why I didn't use it for my kill squad. So I'll throw the first one down on the left side because I was pretty sure there was a bomb there, just to be safe, but they didn't even track over that area. The bomb ended up being there but didn't do anything to my hogs. There's one more next to this wizard tower, but really no match for, I don't know how many hogs are there, probably like 12 or so. And that's about it. Threw down the rest of my kill squad, not my kill squad, my cleanup troops on the bottom. And that's really important too, where you throw down the rest of your archers or barbarians or wizards, because if the hogs are pathing towards one side of the base, you want your cleanup troops on the opposite side so that they can kind of like meet in the middle. And fast forward here. Alright, so that was a Go Hobo. The next one I want to show is from one of our clanmates, of course, Smart Dude. He's coming in here with a typical Goho, but he was kind of skeptical of this base just because there were so many different possible spots for bombs. It could have been a double giant bomb spot here, and then a single here with a Tesla, or there could have been bombs here. He actually guessed that the bombs were here because the wizard towers were there. So you'll see in a bit what happens. And I told him about the plan. He only brought one golem in order to have enough hogs to take care of everything else. So what I told him to do was to throw one golem down towards this cannon, and then wizards behind, and then the golem is going to make its way over to this mortar, and then wizards behind again, and then break through here. He was afraid actually of the valks and the dragon, the baby dragon in there, because just taking care of them first is kind of tough, because the valks, since they got that buff where it attacks immediately, wizards are no match for them. Well, you have to throw them down like in a specific order, but if you just drop one wizard at a time, that's not really going to do anything. So he starts off with a lure, one hog to the left side, and then brings them down with one archer. And you'll see here that as soon as he drops the golem on this cannon, throws down the poison spell on top of it and in the path. So it takes care of those small troops. The baby dragon and the valk are working on the golem. It's okay though because the wizards are behind to help out. And that's that. So then sends a hog here just in case, but doesn't really do much. Sends in the wall breaker, and he was really patient with them. He has 4 more wall breakers left in order to get to this compartment here. This next part would have changed this raid completely. He throws down the king, targets the gold storage, gets taken out, and then moves to the left. Luckily, those wizards were there to clean it up. So then the king targets the archer tower, and then throws the rest of his wall breakers in. Luckily, breaks through. And when he uses his special ability, he actually triggers both bombs, so right and then left. And then at this point, just throw down his wall of hogs, and yeah, and then he just has to follow them with the heal spells. You want to put around, of course, the open areas and as well as the splash damage, so mortars or wizard towers. And he could have used a heal spell on the right side, but the Larrys were chasing him on the left, so there's a bomb there, of course, so he wanted to make sure that those hogs stayed alive, so he throws another heal spell towards that wizard tower, which was a really good strategy. Not much left to clean up. Gets kind of sketchy after this last cannon gets taken out because the hogs start targeting the Larrys, and then almost loses all of his hogs down here from the king, but no match for those max hog riders. And yeah, so that's about it. Left side cleanup. Has plenty of time. Let me speed this up. So good job, smart dude. Our next raid will also use hogs, but this time with valks as well. So this is a Go Vaho. Mr. Quaker Oats. I'm going to pause it real quick. So take a look at the time, 2 minutes and 47 seconds. And this is kind of crucial, and I'll tell you about it later. So he's going to start off with one lure at the top, and then sends, not an archer, sends a barbarian to the right side. And actually what he does here to the valk with his wizards, his placement was on point. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wizards. And as soon as they target the valk, it just dies instantly. So he just loses one wizard. If you throw only one wizard at a time, you're not going to do any damage to the Valkyrie at all. So he starts his raid, sends his... There you go. He tries to troll the baby dragon with the archers, but that doesn't really work. It works well with the regular dragon. So 2 golems down, being really patient, making sure those outer buildings are taken care of, and then he starts his quake right on top of the archer tower, opens that up, and then the top golem actually worked his way down. Sends his Valkyries in, and there's only 4 spots for bombs, so 1, 2, 3, 4 possible spots. Triggers the first one on the top there. Valkyrie's still going in and destroy that middle compartment. And then this next bomb is over here. And then afterwards, he sends in his hogs really patiently, throws down 2 heal spells, and then he works his way up. So there's possibly a bomb here, but there's just those little bombs. And then the other spot might be here. However, there's nothing there but just spring traps. Now, what I mentioned about the time before, it was 2 minutes 47 seconds, and you'll see why. So you can see his army composition. There's no more troops left, there's no more cleanup, and luckily when he cleans up this top portion, luckily these troops go up, but that's not the lucky part actually. It's this left builder's hut right here. So take a look at this wizard actually. He's making his way down, So his AI will go towards this elixir storage because this builder's hut is way too far. But as soon as that gets taken out, look at the distance from there to there, and then from that wizard down to this army camp. That wizard would actually target the builder's hut. So if you take a look at their pathing with the rest of this group, if that wizard were to go down, they would have only had 13 seconds left to go from the south to the west over here. So maybe he could have gotten it. I mean, the hog riders and valks were pretty fast, but who knows? So that's a lesson for all of you, is just to save enough troops for the cleanup. It could be one archer, it could be one barbarian. You know, that definitely will determine if you're going to get a 3-star or a 99% 2-star. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching. The next episode, I'm going to start my next research, which will be my poison to level 3. The last episode, I was at, I think, 46,000 dark, and yeah, I've raided quite a number of bases. Gained over 67,000 dark within the last day and a half or so. So 15 hours left for this upgrade, and then I'm going to start my poison, which is 50,000. And then afterwards, I'm going to finish off with my goblins so that I can do goblin knife and then get some episodes with that. Alright, thanks guys. Till next time. Peace.